Hello there, and welcome to 8 tips and tricks for rooms and building in Mind Over Magic. These are all relatively simple and useful things that will help you through the early and the mid game and resolving various issues that I came across, so I hope it'll help out for you as well. Let me know what you think. So, number one I want to talk about are void caps. We all know those pesky little fellas growing wherever it's not lit enough. But you see there, my school is very, very bright, and eventually you'll run out of void caps this way. So what you can do to not run out of void caps anymore is a construction like this. So what I've done here is very simple. These are all little rooms where void caps are growing. So in my experiments, I discovered that all you need is a 3-on-1 cavity where you can grow these. So you might now ask yourself how to pick these. Well, you have your founder for this. The wonderful thing about these void shrooms growing behind the walls is that they will do nobody no harm. Your founder can just safely pluck them because they're a ghost, and that's that. So this way you can keep yourself well fed with void caps at any time in the year. So the other thing, and number two I want to talk about, is a few hacks for the elevated trait. So elevated rooms, just so we know what we're talking about, can't be adjacent to rooms or foundation below. So that means if we have below ourselves some foundation, it's not okay. So none of these rooms here could be elevated. If we have another room below us, can't be elevated either. But this room here has this little hollow only because I constructed a little bit of a roof inside there. So to give you a little bit more of an example, if I'd be building inside here a roof, well, we need to start down here and put it like that. This room behind the roof would suddenly be no longer a room, and boom, this room would be instantly elevated. So this way you can trick the game by building roofs. And the really, really fun part about the roofs is that they provide luxury. These little fellas here, look at that. My ritual hall is more luxurious because of the roof than without. So this is a nice hack how you can get yourself elevated rooms. So this one has a room below it, but doesn't because of a hollow. It's really, really nice, and I hope it'll help you. Number three, easy things for skewed rooms. So skewed is another trait that comes up quite often, and the easiest skewed rooms that I have found to be are the ones directly below roofs, because wherever you have a roof, just draw one wall like here up to the roof, and immediately the room is skewed like that. And if you ever expand now upstairs and you would go for foundation floor, if you would draw in a floor like here, currently the window's on the way, that's why it's red, but this room wouldn't be skewed anymore. Just take the former skewed room and move it one floor upstairs. Job's done. So this is one thing that you can do. The other thing that I really like to do was something like this here. So you see at this floor, I build it out like there, then left a gap between these two, so I could adjust the height of this wall just so that it made a skewed room. Outer wall like I please, roof over it, skewed room. So these are really, really nice little tricks that you can apply to get the skewed quality. This little gap in between, by the way, works wonders for towered rooms as well, just as a side note, because towered rooms don't want to be adjacent to rooms left, right, or above. So technically they are no longer adjacent. There's a grid between them now. Job's done. Now, number four, advanced classrooms. So for one, advanced classrooms are really awesome. They just need 4 bookshelves and a chalkboard, and you're done. These are the easiest acquirable and highest performing classrooms for the early and mid game that you will get. They speed up the learning rate and the XP gain quite fundamentally, and after that there's only the super high-end apprentice classrooms that are really, really long down the road. What I want to talk about now is that you can use the advanced classroom not only for your apprentice teaching stations, that's not really a big thing, but you can just fit several into one. I mean, depending on the size of your room, you can have several classes operating in the same advanced classroom. The benefit here is quite clear. You only need the same amount of bookshelves, and quite often you can focus your resources better like that. As for example, in this distribution you see I have two more classrooms there, and if everything would be bundled in this area, this would have also the advantage that we could just simply have the logistics for our staff be more effective. You can even go as far as drawing another floor in here if you have the room large enough. All you need to do now would be a ladder, or a spiral staircase, and then you could fit another teaching station upstairs here even. You can really do quite interesting things with the heights. The gist of it is, though, a advanced classroom doesn't get bothered by several learning stations in the same one, and you can really nicely bundle up your resources and keep your staff efficient. That's the thing. Number 5, a very quick and easy one, hallway runners. So hallway runners are really, really nice ones. I want to show you here where they are at. So come on. This is classroom essentials. Ah, yeah, here. I'm just blind. I'm sorry. Here, hallway runners. So these bad boys give you something to do with your smoke pearls and your wormweed pods, and they just make people fast. They act like roads in your school, and I highly suggest wherever your people are going to traverse the horizontal axis a lot, just put these bad boys down wherever you can. They have no downsides. They just make your folks go faster. So I really can't stress out enough how much of an efficiency increase these guys are for almost no cost. So you can really, as you see there, just pull them through so your folks can do their thing faster, and you also have something to do finally with all those smoke pearls. So number 6, building is the hardest early on. Later, further you get down into the game, the easier the building tasks go. Why is this important? I personally was stunned and overwhelmed by the tasks down the road when I looked for the first time into the Book of the Rooms and checked out the requirements for those high-end rooms. I was like, how on earth should I ever be able to do this? It's simple, because you get really overpowered tools that allow you to do things you weren't able to do before. Also, you happen to watch videos like these that show you little building tricks. But jokes aside, there's also a point of experience. But to give you one little impression about, just type in support up here. And while the beginner technologies are already useful, stuff like hold up, which allows you to support your floors even further, and a whole lot of support, which gives you floating support columns, which are made out of endless resources. Sculpt stone is, at the end of the day, once you are technologically advanced enough, made out of wood. And that's that. Therefore, we can build whatever we want, but not at the beginning. So don't get yourself frustrated when you notice that you have no flippin' clue how to do these things in the book. You will eventually get tools in your hands that are just massively powerful, and that's how you solve them. Number 7, have some spare dining rooms and bedrooms all over the place, because it really pays off. As you see there, I have done here with those little hollows, a little window, a little bed, and boom, austere bedroom. This is also quite nice to do with 2 beds, because then you can put people together that want to sleep together. Or you can give that bed to your friendly introvert lightning mage who doesn't like to sleep with other people in the same room. There are plenty of uses for these. Same for the dining rooms. It's really nice when the people can grab their grub and just sit down someplace to eat, because the worst they can do is to be outside of any eating room. I want to give you at this point, though, a quick pointer towards something I personally see also as sort of an alternative to spattering the place with spare rooms like I did here. Alternatively, if you want a more ordered and focused and centralized playstyle, go for the common room and the house commons. These rooms are insane. They have no upper end in the amount of beds that they can host. Nothing here. They can also provide endless spots for eating and recreation and give massive bonuses to everybody doing these things. The only downside is that the room has to have a couple of characteristics, but once you get there, these are basically way more efficient ways of providing all recreational conviction things all at once. And as you see there, the house commons, once you get there, are even better, and a staff lounge is also seriously quite nice for your staff. But altogether, this is a alternative to this thing that I do here. But the really nice thing is, littering the place with a couple of spare rooms and spare beds and spare tables is quickly done and resolves a lot of issues, because the worst thing for your students and your staff is always to have no place to sleep at, a bad place to sleep at, no place to eat at, or a bad place to eat at. So it just rounds down to it's useful to have these, and it's not big of an effort. So, number 8 and the last one that I want to give you here, do one room at once, especially when you do the more advanced ones. So for example, the Mage's Tower here was more work than other rooms. I mean, it's not that much of a big deal once you have understood what you got to do. It's just lumping things together. But set yourself a room goal down here and work it through bit by bit. And try to avoid several high-profile goals at once, because, you know, at this point we could say, oh, I'm not I'm done with this so far. I'm taking a break, all right? And you can use the room goal as a reminder. But the worst thing that happened to me was to have 3 rooms in construction, then a fight is happening, then the fog presses back because we have some serious event happening or something, and so forth. Just keep in mind that this game wants to kill you at times. So doing one thing at a time helps you to lower the workload on your brain, because this game happens to be quite micro-intense. So I hope these little things helped you out. I am still working on more stuff like this, so let me know in the comment section what kind of questions you got, and I'll see what I can do. Apart from that, thanks for watching. Drop me a like, drop me a subscribe, and feel free to support the channel directly. I want to say a big thanks to all of the supporters of Icon Gaming. Deeply appreciate you folks. And of course, a big thanks to you, especially right here, right now, for watching this video up until the very end. Appreciate your time and your attention, and I hope you have a great day. See you there, and bye-bye.